This video is about the Crown Corporation, which really is a worldwide structure. It's called the Empire of the City. This is the New World Order. And as you can see on this picture, think Washington DC works for the American public. Wrong. They work for the Crown and the Vatican. You have the financial heart of the global government, which is the City of London, which is a square mile secret country subject from the UK and is the world's financial playground for the elite and money men of the world. Really, London is really the inner city corporation of London, and that's the territory for the Knights Templars, the Templars. That's who the Jesuits of Rome are. Next we have the spiritual headquarters. This is the headquarters, which is Rome. Vatican City, which is the spiritual capital of the world, in the center of Rome, Italy, and houses the popes of Rome. Then we have the military right arm of the Vatican, which is the United States. This is the flag of the District of Columbia, which is a 10-mile secret state subject from the US Constitution. It's in Washington DC. Next picture, we have Time magazine's glorification of that man of sin, the Pope. The People's Pope. Well, he's not the People's Pope. He's the Pope of the Jesuit Order, the Society of Jesus. That's who he is. And we also have the same glorification again from Time, Pope for a new world. Notice they didn't put order at the bottom, which is really what this article is revealing here in this magazine. Pope for a new world order. It's the Pope of Rome that rules over his crown corporation worldwide. New World Pope. New World Pope. Pope of the New World Order. That's what should be on that magazine. Pope of the New World Order. Next we have the President of Israel, Shimon Peres, given his award by Jesuit trained Obama, who is really under the power of the Jesuits of Rome. He has a Jesuit doctoral degree from Jesuit Notre Dame University, and Shimon Peres was also educated by the Jesuits in Poland. The entire earth has Jesuit governments, and these two men are Jesuit trained. They are just figureheads. They have no power whatsoever. No power. Shimon Peres was knighted into the order of St. Michael and St. George by Queen Elizabeth II. He's under the power of the Crown. Britain is ruled by the Crown Corporation, but it's not the monarchy, it's not Queen Elizabeth II, it's not the Order of the Garter, it's not World Masonry from the Grandmother Lodge in London, it's the Templars. The Crown Corporation Inner City Corporation of London is really another front for the Templar Jesuits, because that's who the Jesuits are. Revived Knights Templars. And really the Crown Corporation is really the Jesuit Crown Corporation, and it's governed at the top by, in Britain, the Honourable Society of the Inner and Middle Temple. This is the Temple Bar, and you have the Crown agents that oversee governments and administrations from the greater city of London, and you have also the City Corporation, the square mile, which is the financial heart of the New World Order. It's the heart of the banking system. So you have to expose the Crown. You can't overlook the power of the Crown. If you look at this picture here, you see the symbol for the City of London. You see the red Templar cross, and next to that you will see a Templar knight, and they had the red cross on the white shield also on their gowns. It is the Templars that rule over the Bank of England, the Square Mile, and the Temple Bar. Next picture, very important picture. You have the Church of the Jesuit, the Mother Church of the Jesuits. That is the headquarters. That is the headquarters for this one world government, ultimately ruled by the Black Pope today, Pope Francis, the Superior General of the Jesuits of Rome. And of course he rules over his Crown Empire, Temple Bar City Corporation of London, and that's the Temple Bar. This is the structure of the New World Order. This is the structure. And people call it the empire of the city, and look at this picture. That's what it is. You have the Vatican, city of Rome, the spiritual power, as I've said. But it's more than the spiritual power. You also have the temporal power. It's where all leaders of the earth go. All presidents, all prime ministers, all heads of state, all monarchies, even the papal bloodlines of Italy. They're all subordinate to the Pope. And today we have a black Pope who's become the white Pope. Then we have the financial power, which is the Inner City Corporation of London, Washington, D.C., governed by the Jesuits from Jesuit Georgetown University. All of them have their obelisks of Nimrod in those crown city corporations. This is the structure of the one world government. People say that Freemasonry ruled the New World Order. Here we have a picture of the Duke of Kent, Order of the Garter, High Mason, of course, Templar Mason, but they don't control London. The Order of the Garter does not control Great Britain, Westminster, Parliament. The Prime Ministers are subordinate, though, to the monarchies. They are subordinate to this Masonic structure under the Order of the Garter, I will say that. The British government is subordinate to the Order of the Garter, but that Masonic power structure of the Order of the Garter does not control Great Britain. It's the Knight Templars, it's the Jesuits that rule Britain. Here's this picture again of the Honourable Society of the Inner Middle Temple. Look at the Pegasus horse there. That's what it's called. The Pegasus Flying White Horse. The same white horse for the CFR, Council on Foreign Relations. This is a symbol for the Jesuits and the Templars. Notice that this symbol is within the temple bar. That's where the Honourable Society of the Inner Temple is. Society as in Society of Jesus. You see here the Jesuit seal around the Pegasus white horse. This is in the temple bar. That's where it is. The temple bar. The temple is really the Knights Templar. That's their temple. And this is in the heart of the Inner City Corporation of London, this society. And you see the Jesuit seal in plain sight. In plain sight there. This white horse, look at the bottom left, black picture. That's the symbol for the Council on Foreign Relations. You see Napoleon Bonaparte, who was trained by the Jesuits. He was a high-level Mason, Templar Mason, on his white horse there. Symbol for the Templars, pointing up. And it's a symbol for the Jesuits, but more importantly the Templars. Here's another picture of the Order of the Garter. And you have Juncan Carlos of Spain there. Middle, bottom there. And so, really, the Catholic sovereigns, they're above the governments. They're above the prime ministers and presidents, the royal bloodlines. Obviously, the Order of the Garter is ruled by Queen Elizabeth II, not the House of Windsor, of course, but the Saxe-Coburg Jesuit-controlled bloodline. But once again, they're another front for the Vatican. Here we have a picture of the Council on Foreign Relations, CFR, which is the real government, of course, controlling the media, controlling Fox News, CNN, ABC. All the news networks are controlled by the Council on Foreign Relations. We even have at the top left there, George Clooney there, they're all there, the leader of Pakistan. I mean, all leaders of the earth are connected to the CFR, really. Even Netanyahu is under the power of the CFR. It's global, That's the real government of the United States, of course, but that itself is controlled covertly by Jesuit Georgetown University. A lot of people would have heard of this telescope called Lucifer. Look at this, I mean, come on, Look at this. Lucifer, the telescope of Lucifer. Large binocular telescope near infrared utility with camera and integral field unit for extragalactic research. Nonsense. It's just a way of calling it Lucifer, really. See, here we have the Vatican's telescope called Lucifer. That's what they are, the Luciferians. So this is the empire of the city, and this is the New World Order, This is the structure that governs the entire earth, really. And The United Nations really is going to be the power in the years to come. It's going to govern the earth after the collapse of America, of course, and the invasion of Israel by Russia and, you know, the Muslim nations of Iran and Egypt. I mean, Egypt right now is going to really be a complete dictatorship, and they're going to rise up against Israel. People fail to understand that, really, that when you read the book of Ezekiel 36 and 37 in the Old Testament, you have Gog and Magog, you have Russia. It's clearly Russia, king of the north, and he is a god, he is a superpower god, which also is the Eurasian Union. The Eurasian Union will rise up to be the superpower, really, and they will guard Iran, they will guard Syria, they will guard Egypt, they will guard Libya. All of these nations are mentioned in there, in Ezekiel 36 and 37. So this will be the power in the years to come. It will be the European Union and the Eurasian Union. Of course, you also have the Mediterranean Union, overseen by Johann Carlos of Spain, who is equestrian order, Knight of Malta, and that's the structure, you know. The Black Pope, as always, he's at the top, the all-seeing eye, atop this pyramid, and overseeing his global one world government. Under him you have his Jesuit provincials, who oversee the Catholic sovereigns, the papal bloodlines of Italy. And people also ask me, do the papal bloodlines of Italy, as in the Roman papal bloodlines, do they control the Jesuit order? No, they don't. They don't. The Jesuits would never allow themselves to be subordinated to any bloodline. All you have to do is look at what they've done to the monarchies in Europe. They defied the Pope of Rome. They assassinated and overthrew those governments, and they will never allow themselves to be subordinate. Never. So there are papal bloodlines. For instance, if you look at the Church of the Jesuit, even the architecture above the door, it has the name of Farnese, the Farnese bloodline. You have many Italian Roman papal bloodlines that many of them were cardinals. You had the House of Borgia, you had Medici, you had Breakspear, Orsini. Many of them were connected to Rome in the sense that they were high cardinals, but the Farnese bloodline really were the most influential in that sense, regarding, some of them were popes. But they were there in the foundation of the Jesuit order. And so people say, well, the Italian bloodlines, they control the Society of Jesus. That's not possible. But they do work with the Jesuit Council and the Curie, of course they do, and they do have connections with the bloodlines. I mean, all people do is bring out the Rothschilds, and the only reason they do that is because they're Jews. The papal bloodlines of Italy have more power than the Rothschilds. I said that in one of my last videos. It's the truth, The real bloodlines are hidden. Craig Oxley does a great job of that, exposing the Roman papal bloodlines. Go on his website, it's called Unhived Mind, and Craig's got excellent revelation on that. I mean, I would say he is the one that actually, brings that revelation out. That's his field, that's his territory, that's his area of revelation, is the Roman papal bloodlines. No one's brought them out like Craig. So go to Unhived Mind if you want to understand who the Roman bloodlines are, because they are under the radar a lot. People don't really expose them. But let me just say clearly right now, they're not above the general or his provincials. They just merely work alongside with them. Now, conclusion. I brought this revelation on the crown because people need that understanding that there is the empire of the city. It is the Vatican that is the headquarters. America is its right military arm. More importantly, its intelligence arm through the NSA, Homeland Security, FBI, CIA, and really it's the Jesuits of Rome that actually govern all of these nations today through Jesuit universities. Every single Catholic monarchy, every single president or prime minister, they will always have a Jesuit provincial that they answer to because they are their superiors. The whole earth is governed by assistancies and Jesuit regions, and these Jesuit provincials are the most powerful men on the earth under the power of the Jesuit general, who is Pope Francis today. I'm going to bring more audios out because people have asked me to, so I'm going to go in that direction again. So thank you for listening, and as always, all roads lead to Rome, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. My next video is going to be on Mystery Babylon and the mystery of iniquity. Okay, thank you for listening to the video. God bless.